Infuriated by today's meeting with Volodymyr Zelensky, the European Union just dropped a Friday night bombshell on Donald Trump. Welcome back to Occupy Democrats. I'm David Reddish. Calling today a wild news day somehow understates the situation. Earlier this morning, Zelensky made a visit to the White House to discuss a plan for peace for the war in Ukraine. Russia invaded Ukraine in 2022, and thanks in large part to American aid, Zelensky and Ukraine have managed to resist the invasion. Upon taking office, Donald Trump promised to end the war no matter what the cost to the Ukrainian people. Last week, Trump met with Russian President Vladimir Putin without the Ukrainians present. Today in the Oval Office, this happened.
Your country is in big trouble.
Can I
Wait a
answer?
minute. No. You've done a lot of talking. Your country is in big trouble.
I know.
You're not winning.
I know.
You're not winning this. You have a damn good chance of coming out okay because of us.
Mr. President, we are staying in our country, staying strong from the very beginning of the war. We've been alone, and we are thankful. I said thanks
you haven't
in
been
this
alone.
cabinet,
You
and
haven't
not
been
only
alone.
in this cabinet.
We gave you, through
I
this
said
stupid president, $350 billion.
You voted
we gave
for
you
your
military
president.
equipment,
You
and you
voted
men
for
are
your
brave,
president.
but they had to use our military.
What about
if you didn't have
You
our
invited
military
me.
equipment,
You invited
if
me
you
to
didn't
speak.
have our military equipment, this war would have been over in 2 weeks.
Needless to say, the meeting left the world, especially our European allies, aghast. They have thoughts, which we will get to in a moment. Already, today's exchange qualifies as one of the most shocking moments in the history of White House press conferences, and some of the most disgraceful conduct ever seen by a president and a vice president. The only thing more shocking than Trump and Vance's bullying conduct is how well Zelensky kept his cool. Not content to have his voice silenced or be shouted down, Zelensky sat down with Bret Baier to discuss the situation.
I read what the Democratic senator said, that Trump has become Putin's lapdog. Do you agree with that President Trump is too close to Vladimir Putin in your mind?
We spoke about it, and I think today, very openly, President Trump, he said that I want to be in the middle, otherwise I will not put these guys at the table.
And is he right?
I want to be very honest, I want really him to be more at our side. I will explain why. Because it's not just that the war began somewhere between our countries. The war began when Russia brought this war to our country, and they're not right. And they are not right. They didn't respect our territorial integrity. They brought the war on our territory to our families. Sorry for repeating, to our houses. And they're not right. And of course, all the Ukrainians want to hear strong position of the United States on our side. From one side, it's understandable. From another side, he wants to find some way of dialogue with Putin. But he always said, as I remember, he always said that peace through strength. And that's why I think that he's strong, United States strong, two parties together in this question, two parties always together against Russia. You're very strong to do strong steps against Putin.
And that, folks, is what leadership looks like. This is what statesmanship looks like. And so is this. Infuriated by Trump's conduct, European Union policy chief Kaja Kallas had this to say on Twitter. Ukraine is Europe. We stand by Ukraine. We will step out our support to Ukraine so they can continue to fight back the aggressor. Today it became clear that the free world needs a new leader. It is up to us Europeans to take this challenge. What's become increasingly clear over the past few hours is that Trump and Vance, likely at the suggestion of Putin, intended to humiliate Zelensky, to make him look weak, to make the war look hopeless, and to undermine America's position as leaders of the free world. Especially after this interview, Zelensky's resolve looks stronger than ever. Trump looks like Putin's jockstrap. And make no mistake, Ukraine wants the war to end, but telling the Ukrainians to make peace is like telling a homeowner who has his home invaded by an axe-wielding rapist just to make friends with the guy. You don't expect a man who confronts a burglar to turn over his money, his property, his wife, his children, all just to say, hey, it's okay because now we're friends. Do ya? No! Putin's a thug. He's a murderer. And Trump is trying to help him. Trump is betraying Ukraine. He's betraying Europe. He's betraying American ideals. And he is betraying the American people. And so is J.D. Vance. So to hell with them. Tonight, the hearts of the American people are with Ukraine and the free nations of Europe. Volodymyr Zelensky better embodies the values that makes America great, more so than the actual president of the United States. Tomorrow, a new month begins. A new opportunity. A new chance to promote freedom, a new chance to support our friends, a new chance to decide as Americans who we are and who we want to be, as people, as citizens of the world. So tonight, I call on all Americans to ask themselves, is this who we are? Is this who we want to be? Is Donald Trump really the best we can be? This isn't about being a Democrat or a Republican anymore. It's about the essence of the American character. And we patriotic Americans still have a voice to promote the values we were taught in this country, no matter how flawed, to uphold. Reach out to your elected representatives. Go on social media and share your feelings with the world. Tell your friends. Talk to your families. Tell your neighbors. The pettiness and the vanity of the Trump-Vance administration is not what America stands for. It's time for the Congress to remove them. This is not about making America great again. This is about being the great America we always have been and always can be. I'm David Reddish.